And when I got over to Ukraine, I just knew that, well, when I was coming over to Ukraine, my secondary school was a little rough. Yeah, a little rough like that. And when I was going to secondary school, in the car, I heard you are going there to be a Daniel, but things happened, and I think I missed my way away from faith and did so many
Mm.
rough things. And when I was coming back on the flight again, I heard you have been given a second chance. You are going there to be a Daniel. When I got there, I decided, this time my life, I'm going to use it all for Christ. So I began to pursue God. I began to seek God intensely. And, well, a long story short, a moment came where I was commissioned into ministry. I was commissioned to go into ministry, to go and minister, to go and plant a church, literally plant a church uh, in in a location where there was no church before. Can we still hear me? I believe so.
I can hear you.
We can
Those
hear me.
pictures are
Okay,
gone.
okay. In a location where
Yes.
there was no church before. So I went there, and I was in medical study, and uh, it was it was funny because I met somebody. I will not forget the words that that person said. He was like, um, he met me in the bus, right? So I was in the bus in the public transport. So I was going around the city, getting to know the city, preaching to people, talking to people about God and all the rest. So it was like, well, wait, you look like the new pastor that they just said came into the city. I'm like, oh yeah. So he said, oh, what's your name? I said, my name is Pastor Jerry. So he was like, oh, beautiful. Where are you from? I called the name of the city, which was a neighboring city to where I was sent to plant the church. And he said, okay, so what course are you in? That's what year? I said, I'm in my third year. So he looked at me and he was like, look at this boy who plants a church in his third year. Because in a third year in medical school, you have to write a professional exam. There are two professional exams you write in medical school, your step one and your step two. So you write the first step in your third year and the second step in your final year, in your sixth year. So this was third year where everybody is preparing aggressively for for exams and all the rest. And that's where I decided to take on that I'll be traveling, every weekend on Friday, come down here, plant a church, do evangelism on Saturday, and on Sunday minister, go on and follow up, and then come back again on Monday. Sometimes during midweek on Wednesday, I have to come and sacrificing all my life and everything, for the gospel. And then the man looked at me. He was like, he was the Nigerian Student Association president then in that city. So he was like, oh well, who plants a church in his third year? I mean, I don't think I will forget it all my life, because it's somewhere, right? Because like, who plants it?
Yeah.
So it's just like you are doing something dangerous already, something dangerously wrong, right? So and our school was scheduled in a way that we have practical classes on Monday to Thursdays, and on Fridays we had lectures where we just come and teacher just interacts with you in lectures. That's not a graded class. Monday to Thursday they have graded assessments. On Fridays they have lectures, and the lectures are what will let you know what will be in the graded assessments for the next week. But now, if I have to attend these lectures on Friday, it means that I won't be able to meet up with the church service. Sorry, I don't understand what's going on with my video. Can we see me at all? Are we
Hello.
here?
Hello.
Yeah, can you see me?
I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Okay.
I
I don't
can see you
understand.
now.
I don't understand what's going on with the video
The-
though, but all
yeah,
right.
exactly. Okay, you can see me. Yeah,
Yeah, I can see. Okay.
I can hear
So
you.
all right. So then if I had to attend these lectures on Fridays, it would mean that I won't be able to meet up with the revival service that was the basis on, the church I planted then by the grace of God in Ivano Caves was bettered on revival. The land was cold and dry, and God sent me to the land with a mantle and a mandate of revival, right? So when I entered into the city, it was one miracle to the other. It was just like, there's one prophet that God has sent into this city, right? So it was a revival service on Fridays. So many people from the city will gather together, and there were miracles, a lot of things that were really happening, right? When we started then. So that was like the anchor of the service. We even had a larger turnout than Sunday services, right? On Fridays. So Fridays was like the main day. So if I was to attend my lectures on Friday, then it means that I wouldn't be able to meet up with that. And God could use anybody, but then God lays his mantle upon a man and uses a man per time in a season for a particular purpose. So I believe that was a time where God wanted to use me for that. I think 2 or 3 years ago, I've handed that church over to somebody else, and I believe God is still using that there, right? And I believe that right now I'm moving on to something else, right? But now, what am I trying to say? So it was now for me to choose. I either attend my lectures and sacrifice the revival services, or I travel for the revival services and sacrifice my lecture. So I was like, okay, I could take the lecture notes and I could read the lecture notes, right? And do it on my own, do a self-study, and I still attend the revival services. But here is the problem now. If you miss the lecture, you will be marked absent. And you will have to go back to the teacher, write an abstract, and then the course. And now there will be 4 of such every week, and I will not have enough time in the schedule, in the timetable, to rework those lectures before the semester ends. And if you don't rework a lecture before the semester ends, automatically you won't be able to write an exam. You won't be able to write any exam. And if you don't write the exam, automatically you'll be expelled.
Yes.
So, but then I was like, well, one way or the other, we're going to get it done. So here is where the testimony started. Number one was that the teachers began to mark me present when I was absent.
Wow.
So when I wasn't going to lectures, my group mates were surprised. How come Jerry is always getting present and he never attends any lecture? I'm like, and they are like, well, they're like, okay, we've had 10 lectures this semester. Jerry has only 1 absent. Me that I've been coming for the lectures, sometimes I have 5 absents. So I'm like, well, I don't just sit at home in my house and sleep and don't come for this lecture. If I had my way, I wouldn't miss this lecture. But I'm going for something else. So God is sending his angel to stand in for me.
Amen. Amen.
Somebody decided on his own that she will begin to tell the teachers that Jerry is absent. So she was like, they cannot be getting absent when they don't come to lecture, and I won't come to lecture, and I would be getting present. So how does it happen? She said, so she will go there and make sure that she tells the teacher by herself to put the absent there that I am absent.
Wow.
So I don't know how that played out, but unfortunately, I don't know how it still played out, but I didn't still have the absence there, right? So I don't know how it still happened. So it got some people furious, why I was always being marked present when actually I wasn't present for the lectures. But then I didn't go to tell them that I was absent, because I just committed it to God's hand, because my whole heart, my whole soul, my whole passion, I was
sold out to God. Yes.
Yeah, and He's still sold out to God, and I'm praying that He gives me more grace in greater dimensions, right? Because like really, we really done crazy things for mission, for ministry, right? Very, very crazy things.